I'm Sharice Nicole with CNikky.com and EUR Web. We are on the set of VH1's new hit show, Hit the Floor. We had a great time with the cast, and we found out what we can expect in season 2.
This season, more drama, more sex, more legs. You saw my Ugg boot. You saw it. More sex, more drama, sick dances, sick storylines. There's comedic. There's comedic. There's comedy. There's drama. There's cliffhangers galore. Just more everything. It's like we did it. We're doing our thing. I think people will be happy. If last year you were like, what? No, how? This year you'll be like, okay, no, they didn't.
I think, when I got cousins back home in the neighborhood calling me, talking about, yo, man, you shouldn't have done this. I'm like, man, you do realize this is television, right? We're going to pick up where we left off in season 1. I think when we last saw Derek Roman, he was kind of starting to pick things together and figure things out in his life. And I think as with most of the characters on the show, I think we start to get a progression in some areas. And as the story unfolds, I think it gets juicier and juicier, and there'll be a lot of surprises, I believe. So I think the only thing official about this show is that everything changes, just like life. You know what I mean? I think, it's going to be interesting to see how the relationship with Asha, progresses or digresses, whatever the case may be. But I think the most important thing is that throughout it all, there's a very strong narrative that I think people are going to love this season as it relates to the ins and outs and the twists and those kinds of things. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, tell me a little bit about what we can expect from you this season.
Oh my gosh, this is actually the first time I've talked about season 2. I'm really excited. This season, Elena's still Elena. She's not, some all overnight angel. She didn't have, come to Jesus or anything over the break.
So you said she didn't turn over a new leaf, even after the relationship is off between you and Terrence?
Yeah, for Elena, she didn't really do anything wrong. Like in her, well, no, listen, okay, in her mind, like she did what she did because she wasn't getting any answers. Like when someone's not giving you what you want, sometimes some people take their own lead and take their own steps to get things done. And so the way it ended, she didn't plan for that to happen, and she felt bad. She wouldn't have cried if she didn't feel bad. But yeah.
Ending things with Elena was definitely dramatic. I think that what she did in many ways was a little unforgivable. It's incredibly selfish. As a human being, I could understand where she came from. And I think as Terrence, he understood where she came from at that point. But, it's just not one of those things that you do if you're supposed to be on the same team. No pun intended. And if Elena and Terrence are supposed to be moving forward as partners, then that trust has to be there, and you do have to understand that somebody's not trying to. Everybody's not always out for you, Elena. Okay, it's not always about you. All right, I was gonna get around to telling you, but the season didn't let me do it. So no, it was obviously tumultuous, and but as with many relationships, things don't always end cleanly. If you've been with someone for a while, there's always that gray period where things are over but they're not, or you're trying to see if maybe you get back together or whatever it is. So we'll see what that gray period is like for Elena and Terrence. If I had to pick a new boo, if Terrence had to pick a new boo on the show, who would it be? I think obviously the thing that shakes it up the most would be if Terrence and Asha got together. I don't think that's possible in God knows how many ways, but given who she is and who he is, it's probably, physically, I'm sure it's possible, but in any number of other ways, it's not. So that'd shake things up the most. That'd be like a payback needling kind of thing.
I asked Robert Terrence.
Robert Christopher Riley.
Robert Terrence. Everybody knows him as Terrence. I asked him who would be like the ultimate revenge to get back at Elena, like what girl he would want on the show to be like the ultimate revenge. gotta, we
Susan
gotta get,
fucking-
gotta get the juice. He said he would like to date Asha on the show to get back at you.
A few choice words for you, Robert.
My best Elena impression. Let's see. It's my best Elena impression. She's got to be talking to Asha. This is what Elena does to Asha. She goes, "Oh, so you think it's like this? Well, it's actually like this." I love it. Listen, first of all, I'm not poking fun at my homegirl. Look, L Bugs Logan's. That's my boo 50 grand, my man 50 grand, whatever you want to call it. Like we're tight. I'm all over the place with this microphone, but she be giving it to Asha. That's all I'm saying.
Asha and Yelena this season, it's really interesting because Asha went from being a Yelena admirer to fearing Yelena to now she's like over the crap. Like she's gonna start stepping up to the plate, so that's gonna be fun.
My character this season is Pete Davenport's estranged wife. So everything that entails, estranged wife. So I'm here to cause some trouble. Lionel is an actress. She's a famous actress, apparently, followed by paparazzi everywhere she goes. She was nominated for an Oscar, so she's the actress of my dreams right now. She and Pete were together in the beginning of her career, at the beginning of his career, and they both became famous during their relationship, and then they split up. She doesn't know about his relationships with other women just yet, but she's about to find out. My personal Oscar speech, oh my God, you are putting me so on the spot. That is just ridiculous. All right, if that ever happened to me one day, I would have to thank my parents first for being the most supportive people in my life, and thank the audience for letting me tell stories, because that's the best part of my day. So I get to tell all these stories. And suspension of disbelief, all of that. When I was a little girl watching TV, it takes you out of your own life, and watching movies, it lets you be somewhere else for a little while, and you can forget your troubles for an hour and a half, and fall in love with the people you see on screen, and that's a blessing.
Hey, what's up? This is Logan Browning, and you're watching CNikky and EUR Web.